Good afternoon, gamers. Hope you've had a fantastic week since I last saw you. I'm Mendrix, and let me welcome you back to the Australian Esports League High School Competition for Rocket League. Divisional play is back, and we have 3 rounds lined up for you today. And first up will be Ocean Reef versus Faith. But before we do get into that, we of course need to show some love to our sponsors. AGON by AOE, the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. AGON by AOC provides best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs. Power your game with the latest HyperX gear at Officeworks. When you need speed, control, and zero distractions, Officeworks has got the tech. Discover gaming gear made to handle serious play. And of course, Indomie, the noodle partner made with high quality flour and selected ingredients and spices. A plate of Indomie meringue will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au. And with that being said, I believe the teams are pretty much ready to roll as well. I think we should be jumping into the action very shortly. So we'll get ourselves into it and let's enjoy some play. And of course, now that we're in divisional play, we're back to the best of 5s. Arrow kicking things off immediately, trying to guide that ball into the net. Is going to be unsuccessful, but Salty definitely able to find the net in the end there. Manages to pull back afterwards with that quick counter attack and bring it back. As you can see, a nice little touch off the edge there. Make things a little bit awkward for Origami, and they're going to lose out in the end. Just continuing with this here. I think I'm going through now for the rest of it. Salty looks to control, of course. We are unfortunately just down a player for the time being. We'll see what happens with that. Timmy coming on through now. Tries to bring it over towards the edge. Even though they may be down a player, they seem to be okay for the time being. Up that 1 goal. Faith, though, of course, want to bring it back if possible. Let's see what Ocean Reef can bring to the table. Bit of a swing and a miss there, but a bit of a disaster there. Is going to be a bit of an awkward rebound off a player, and ball's going to go back, but won't mean a goal just yet here for Faith. Arrow tries to get there in time, but it will be grounded by Ocean Reef. Ball back in the corner. Let's see if they can bring it back. Looking for bit of an air dribble. Nice control there. Will, of course, dodge back into it, pushing it out. Isn't going to make anything happen here just yet. Arrow trying to slow the play down. Ball will go to Salty. Nice little hit in the edge there, and it's good. Ocean Reef continue to push their lead. And just great control from Salty there. Really just putting the handbrake straight down, boosting right into it. Gives that ball a little bit of extra oomph on the chip. Sends it over ahead. See what goes through now. Faith. Again, trying to keep the ball here on the Ocean Reef's half. Well, what manages to beat a player there, but the defense holds for the time being. Origami brings it back to the center. Tries to get around the ball, but doesn't get quite the hit they need to, so they're opting in now for an air dribble off the wall. There's a good center here to what? Timmy's in position, but without any boost, it's going to be an awkward save, and it's not going to be enough. And Faith get themselves onto the board. And you can just see they're trying to make that one work here now, trying to get on through, but fortunately, just won't be able to get there. Oh, Super Origami with a quick kickoff. Ocean Reef off guard. Nice little speed flip there. Both members of the Ocean Reef opting to get boost. A little bit of miscommunication there. No one's guarding the ball or contesting the kickoff, and these things happen. Faith now looking to bring it back. Passing back to what? See if perhaps the kid Chip will be able to get over, but Salty reads it, pushes it towards the corner on the opposite side. We do have a jump in the air. Origami now taking control. Wants to push this over on through. Fortunately, won't be able to get there. Arrow looking to perhaps jump onto it, but thinks better, realizes they're going to get the beat, so has to back off. Arrow tries to guide it over the edge. Watt's there to also pick up the pieces, make sure that ball is out of the danger zone. Arrow now gets through center. It's looking pretty good. Timmy will get the bump, knock things out, make things a bit difficult here for Faith to push the advantage. They've definitely got some momentum after getting those 2 goals back. Salty brings it overhead, a bit of a breakaway, but the demo is going to be good. Shut that one right down. Origami with decent control, tries to get around the ball there with the air roll, but unable to get there. It's going to be a decent pass, though, and Arrow pushes it on through. Unfortunately here for Salty Frog, just unable to get in that position. The pre-jump's pretty decent, but the play's quick enough, and Faith take the lead. And to a degree to be expected, that extra player adds a lot of value. I don't think anyone's going to contest me on that. If you want to sit there and chat and put together something and say otherwise, I'm just going to say you're wrong. You can see Super Origami's trying to make something happen. No boost, has to walk around. It's going to be up to Arrow and Watt to hold this ball as it comes through. Bit of an awkward bounce, but Ocean Reef don't jump onto it. Timmy's in an off position there, has no boost, has to back up. Arrow looking for a flip reset. Unable to make it work. That's a decent center there, but no one's in position to capitalize on it. Watt tries to contest, but Timmy will get the beat. Arrow takes control for the time being on the loose ball. Let's see if we can make this one work again. Looking for the air dribble. Drops it down, leaves it for a teammate, but they're not going to get there in time. Salty seizes the opportunity. That's a beautiful center. I don't think anyone's available. Timmy, rightfully so, a little bit anxious. You go for these sort of hits and or jump on these plays, and you leave yourself wide open for the counter attack. You have to execute 100%, but at this point, Ocean Reef do need to take those risks. Salty was in position. Ball's going to go overhead. It's going to quickly back right on through. Nice little demo there. Will throw Ocean Reef's defense into a bit of disarray, but they do manage to recover nonetheless. And now with 20 seconds left on the clock, Faith looking to take a game 1. Again, this is going to be a best of 5, so Ocean Reef will have a few more opportunities to bring themselves into it, but that's the nail in the coffin here for game 1. And this round looking like it may go the way of Faith. Just off the initial outcome of game 1, and of course the fact that they are down a player for the time being. Arrow looks for another center there, or actually just to push it out. Salty comes in, screaming for an attack, but will be held off, and that's an open goal, but ball will hit the ground and jump on out afterwards. And you can see definitely going to be a tough one here now for Ocean Reef to bring things back if they're going to hold on to it. Faith ready to roll as we jump into it. Well, let's see how we go with the next one here. See if we can get things set up again. And get everything up and ready to go. So just waiting to see what the next state of the play here is going to be. That being said, I am going to throw it to a quick break while we do just sort out a few issues here. I will be right back. Hello everyone, welcome back. We just had a bit of a slight drop there, but we managed to bring all the players back into play, so we should be good to jump back into the action when they are ready to roll. Just got to make sure that we've got everything, all the pieces of the puzzle put together, and then we can get this show back on the road. But I believe they're ready to jump into it. I'm just waiting for that last little play, and we are jumping right back into it now. If you are just joining us, Faith are up for the time being. Arrow with a nice quick hit off the kickoff will bring this one back. And manages to get a quick lead here for Faith. And you might be thinking, definitely rough for Ocean Reef to perhaps push this on through, make it work. As you can see, there's a bit of a delayed kickoff there to do it. They were actually up 2-0 start of game 1. I mean, there's definitely opportunity for them to make a good run at this, perhaps make it a series if possible, but they just need to keep their confidence, keep things up. Nice quick plays, really capitalize the mistakes of Faith when they do get made. And Faith, all they need to do is just hold strong, limit those mistakes, and they should be able to take this one away. Origami managed to get the beat on one, unable to get the beat onto Salty. Nice hit from Salty there. It's going to be on target, but it's just going to miss by a breath. Timmy wants to keep the pressure on, wants to keep it here in the Faith Falcons half. But Arrow will push that one out. It's going to hit the backboard. Bit of a good position here for Faith. A bit of a horrible one for Ocean Reef. But they do manage to get the clear nonetheless. Salty reads the play back, brings it back towards the center. But Arrow with a beautiful shot. It's going to be close to being on target. Manages to come back around, but it will be what with the goal secure. Nice play on that one there. You can see he gets in position. And a bit of a 1-2 help there across to make this a 2-0 lead for Faith. See what happens next. It's going to be Faith winning the kickoff once again. Arrow, beautiful shot. But not going to hit the mark. Watt gets the return in. Actually jumps in. No boost with the ball saved, but it's going to be hit in the end by one of the members of Ocean Reef. You're going to see what happens on the replays. You can see a bit of a fake out there from Watt. They didn't have it on through. Salty is rushing to get back, but it's going to knock that one in, unfortunately. And this lead being pushed ever so farther forward here by Faith. Still 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. Still opportunities for Ocean Reef to make something happen. But Faith have the momentum. They definitely have the form. They're really beginning to speed things up here as well. You can see that flow definitely is in place for Faith. 4-0 at this point in time. It's going to be a bit rough for Ocean Reef to make a comeback in this game. Still doable, but highly unlikely. And this is the thing as well, again, you can't go for the boost when you're down that play. You just need to have one person either contest the ball or sit in that goal. Otherwise, these things happen. It could be the gamble on Ocean Reef's half, saying, you know what, maybe they miss. We have goal. We've got some boost. We can use it to counterattack. There's the reasons to suggest why they would go for that, but nonetheless, it's not working out for them just for the time being. Origami tries to wrap around, get that back in. We do have a bit of an attempt off the wall, using the rebound effectively. Ocean Reef now on the attack. Managed to get on through, but what? Manages to take a nice, good move around. It's going to get demoed for their trouble. Arrow now looking to take control. Knocked it out of the way of the teammate there. Bit of miscommunication, but these things happen. It's going to go for the pass down back to Watt this time around. Not going to be the best touch from Watt, so Salty will try to run away with it, but they managed to redeem themselves very quickly, getting a nice setup here for Origami, who puts it away, and we're at 6-0. You can see Salty just unable to get around that ball. Wanted to get a better pinch. That would have sent the ball flying to safety. A bit of speed onto it, but ends up being too soft. Faith can that one away, and that's just another unfortunate scenario here. Ball going there on through again. They try to get back in time, but Salty just lets it go in. I'd say let's a bit of a tough word here. I imagine, you know, normally if you get that extra player in, of course, someone contests the ball. They do contest this time around, and you see things a little bit towards the advantage there of Ocean Reef, but it will be pushed back, deep ball back towards the Ocean Reef half in the corner. What, trying to get some control there. Ball's going to bounce, bit of disarray for both teams. Arrow keeps it up high, tries to set up, looking for a flip reset, isn't going to make it happen. Timmy trying to control it up. Salty manages to get there. Arrow waiting in the wings to keep the pressure on. But the ball will be cleared and kept back in once again. Origami, Reef looking for the recenter. Tries to set it down and slow down the pace of the game, perhaps for what, but they're going to make it. Arrow once again gets the boost. Good control will bring it back down, but Timmy was waiting in the wings. Once again, another attempt to flip reset isn't going to work out for them, and Ocean Reef looking for a counter. I think there was an opportunity just missed there by Ocean Reef, but you can't blame him. When you're stuck in defense mode from majority of the map, when it comes to an opportunity for you to jump onto the attack, you kind of miss out a little bit, and that's what happened there. I feel there's another opportunity also missed out by Ocean Reef, but at 7-1, you know, it's good for them to just keep up this sort of form and momentum. Perhaps they can play this into Game 3, and from there, take this map taps to a series. But Faith looking very strong here in Game 2, and of course that extra player is definitely contributing. Salty with a good little take here. Unable to beat what, though? It's going to be a bit of a 50 between teammates there. Faith letting it shoot to the sky. Salty seeing an opportunity. Looks for the shot. Has the right idea, but unable to execute. What now? Good little dribble there into the flick. Tries to get it over, but Ocean Reef will maintain their defense for the time being. Salty here with possible opportunity. Shoots it overhead. Follows on through. Gets it to the corner. Demo comes in through from White. Timmy's in position. He manages to find it. It's going to bounce, and they're going to get themselves on the board. And bit of an unintentional Brazil, but we got there in the end. 7-1. Off the back of Ocean Reef scoring here in the last 15 seconds. We'll see what the next play is going to come on. Goes. And coming back into it, we do have Faith. Managed to get that win, but it was a 7-2. We have to give that to them. 7-2 in the end is definitely better than a 7-1. And I think we can all agree on that. And this is actually a pretty decent point to look at here for Ocean Reef. They managed to get the last 2 goals. They managed to keep things looking good in that sort of sense. So that's good for them there. Maybe they can bring something back coming into the next match. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. But we do have the teams getting themselves ready to jump on into the action. Ocean Reef just taking a bit of a moment here of taking as much time as they need to sort of set themselves up. Because again, it was looking good towards the end. They managed to get 2 goals back to back. Break the Brazil. They were looking really good at the start. Maybe if they can piece together those same plays, just keep it consistent for the next 5 minutes, they might be able to put themselves in a position to bring it to a series. That's what I'm looking for here from Ocean Reef. Not expecting you guys to come out with a win, but maybe just take away one of the games. Well, we should have the game ready for us very shortly as we do get the setup here, ready to go. And the action is going to be returning right now. Let's see how these kickoffs work here. And I think Ocean Reef do just need to contest. Do just need to be putting a member behind the net on the kickoff here. Yeah, you lose a little bit of an advantage, but you can look to play off it. This is already a bit tragic. Arrow managing to get overhead. You see Origami, nice little touch there. Arrow pushes on through. Unfortunately for Salty, thought they had the ability to get to the ball first, but the beat comes on through from Arrow and an early lead already for Faith. Well, Arrow trying to slow things down. Salty speeds it up. Gets it into the corner. Faith looking to recover. Timmy keeping that pressure on. Nice little hit from Origami to get themselves in position. Salty gets a good read. Steals the ball away. We'll see if we can go for a setup here. Ball goes towards the edge. It's going to be in the center. I'm not sure what Watt's thinking with that one, but Arrow will be in position. And Watt's in a perfect spot to pick up the ball. It's their turn to go for the air dribble. Looks to get a last little touch there. Super Origami interfering just ever so slightly. And Salty jumps off the back of that counterplay. Evens up this game 3. Again, just textbook, simple plays here. Not looking to be too fancy. And to be honest, you can kind of put that back on Faith. They're looking for these air dribbles. Looking for that fancy play. And to be honest, they can just be quicker. Use that extra man to their advantage. Salty now with control. Plenty of boost in the tank. Looks to push it over. Arrow doesn't get a decent touch. Salty sees it immediately. And that's not even a strong commit here from Salty. Just understands where they need to be in that position. Jumps over edge. Air rolls the car ever so slightly and allows them to push in for a lead in game 3. And this is what I was talking about. Ocean Reef have the ability to take a match off of Faith. They've got the capability with the two players to make it work. It's just a matter of keeping consistent play, really capitalizing on the mistakes, putting that pressure on, and all of a sudden they find themselves in a lead. But you can't count out the Faith Falcons just yet. Arrow now looking to get some control back. Nice touch overhead. Looking very strong there. That was an excellent play into the net, but the defense from Ocean Reef holds strong and managed to keep their lead. Salty now looking to be on the attack as well. Managed to get the two players over, but Arrow keeps it simple. They also managed to get a demo, or get demoed out afterwards, but the attack stays on. Salty gets it overhead. Origami's in position. Nice little touch. It's going to be hard to defend. It's going to hit the crossbar. And Ocean Reef getting away with it ever so slightly in that moment. But you can see Faith are knocking on the door. Trying to equalize once again. Timmy's out of position. That's a demo. It's Salty's solo. But the pressure doesn't get to him. Manages to hold ever so slightly. Timmy trying to get over the ball again. Watt's going to keep the center in play. See how that comes through. Both members sort of preempting each other, thinking they're going to go for the ball and instead go for the pre-jump prior. Arrow now has a bit of a breakaway. This is looking pretty good. Salty just can't get there in time, and Arrow brings it back to being even. You can see overhead, brings it up. Yeah, Salty a little bit too soft there on the boost. Needed just to hit that one straight down. Let the car guide itself into position, but you think you're on spot, you're on target. Sometimes, you know, you do go a little early. But Watt did not go a little early there and manages to find another goal for Faith. Nice little pass there. Drops down, makes it difficult. Timmy's just not back in position yet. And Faith back on top. Again, Ocean Reef not out of it by any means necessary, but it's starting to look very dire. I'd be starting to feel the pressure a little bit as well. Watt goes for a shot. It's going to open things up. That was an open net for Origami, unable to make it work. Ocean Reef recovered back in time, but just not the right positioning, and Arrow's able to get there in the chaos. You can see, unable to get it cleared 2 times over. That's what ends up being the item that might be spelling a bit of doom for Faith at this point. Or not for Faith, for Ocean Reef. Faith not feeling the doom and gloom. If anything, on the precipice of victory. What? Really good controls to slows it down. That's a tragic moment. Ocean Reef, both of them would have been able to be in position to defend, but they end up bumping each other back. And look at this. The clash. It's like the gate opening for Faith to get another goal. And at this point, I don't want to call Ocean Reef out of it, but it's starting to feel like the dam is broken. Faith now well and truly in control. Salty will hold back, gets a nice hit. Will they make their last stand, or will they falter here and now? What nice little touch there. It's going to make it so difficult for Salty to get back. There are definitely a time you go for the bounce and times that you just go for the overhead play, and that was the appropriate bounce indeed. You can see Salty thinking about the pre-jump, but sees the ball goes down, tries to remain in position, and enough power is put behind it. And the risks coming back once again for Ocean Reef. Let's both go for the boost. Let's leave the ball open. Maybe they'll miss. Maybe they'll go for a speed flip and not have the control, but Arrow sees the read. Puts another one away for Faith. Timmy overhead. Trying to make something happen. Even if there isn't going to be a win. Ocean Reef, they're going to go down swinging. Arrow, good control. That's very, very nice from Arrow. Loving the thought process and the execution. Again, nice little tap. They know the ball's on target. The only possible obstacle was going to be Salty. So rather than trying to beat them on the ball, just beat them with the car. Go for the demo. That one just slots right in afterwards. Origami in position. Tries to push it through again. Isn't going to get there. We'll see what the next one's going to be. What? Pulls it over. With 40 seconds left. Ocean Reef still fighting. But it's going to be fruitless in the end. Origami's in air. Nice little touch there. Just understood what needed to be done. Salty can't get around it. And Faith, 9-2. I think it's safe to say that they've got the series in the bag. Let's see how this one plays out now. Origami wants to go to the air. Takes it through. And they get another one over the top. And you can really see that the pressure is just off now for Faith. Origami and Arrow are moving with a little bit more fluidity, more confidence. Execution's on point. They don't need to worry that perhaps a misplay is going to spell doom for them in their lead. With an 8-goal buffer, you probably can go a little bit fancy. Show the stream, show the viewers what you have in that tank of yours. Origami going for the last play. He's going to go for the dodge to push in for the pass. And that will be it for this one here. It's going to be Faith running away with that series. I think everyone realized what was going to happen then. Nonetheless, Ocean Reef, thank you so much for gritting your teeth. Using that perseverance and pushing on through. Really appreciate it. You definitely had some good moments there. So definitely looking forward to see what you can do in that competition going forward. But with that being said, that is the first round of the day done and dusted. And we do have more for you coming up. We're going to go to a quick break while we set this up. So I'll see you guys shortly. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Australian Esports High School Competition for Rocket League. Things are really beginning to heat up now as we do move into our next round of the day. Looks like it's going to be Ashdale Secondary College up against St. Mary's McKillips. So things really beginning good there. I did see some pretty good stuff from Ashdale. I'm pretty sure Noms is going to be one of the players who's going to be doing some pretty good stuff here for Ashdale. St. Mary's McKillop, a bit more of a rounded team in terms of what they bring to the table. So we'll be interested to see how these two styles clash and when everything gets their way, gets themselves underway. But I believe the teams should be ready to jump into the action shortly. And I'm very keen to get back into this game and back into the action. That being said, I want to continue just to sort of go through in terms of what this competition means. It's great grassroots, really shows us what we can bring to the table here. Most of these players do end up making their ways towards six-mans in the future, of course, into that pro scene in the Rocket League as well. So we can see how this one comes on through. But we look if we can set things up here. But we are just having a bit of a stop before we jump into it. We are probably going to get things up and rolling and perhaps a little bit of another delay, so I do apologize. But we'll be right back while we get these things fixed up. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Again, apologies and thank you for your patience while we get everything set on up here. So with that being said, we are back with the Australian Esports League high school competition for Rocket League, and we're moving now back into the next round. And it's actually not going to be Ashdale and St. Mary's McKillop. Instead, we're going to have ourselves a different setup here. It's going to be Phoenix Purple up against AIA Mega. So let's see what these two teams can bring to the table. Oh, that seems so. Never mind that. That has been changed around as PCC pinches, is what I've been told instead. So all good in that sort of sense. That is fine there. PCC up against, of course, AIA. And I believe both the teams should be ready to jump into it very shortly. And that means we'll be able to jump into that action as well. We'll see if we can get everything up and rolling on the way as we do push everything back in and into it. I believe the board is set. Everything is ready to go. We're jumping back into it. It was a hard-fought battle, but we managed to get back here. And we'll see how this one goes on through. And already, good kickoff into the corner. Yusuf looking to defend. RL will be the first one to get a touch onto the ball. ASD bringing it down towards the center. Good defense by AIA. Will keep it away from the net. Up high and over the crossbar. But it's going back in once again. Not the best touch there. That is getting away with murder if I've ever seen it. What a save indeed. And Anosa now brings it on through. Yusuf pulls it down. Brings that over the top. And Meta brings that one down. Managed to get the score in the end. AIA off to a good start. Nice little touch there. Looks for a bit of a delayed double, but it will work. Mustard Fishy unable to get there. And AIA off to a good start. Let's see what Mega can continue to do with this momentum. Pinches now. We're going to slow things down. Noosa tries to get there. Unable to. Same with ASD as well. ASD now with an opportunity, pushes it overhead. It's going to beat a few players, but RL guy finds the right position. Ball's going up high once again. A bit of physicality. We'll knock the players out. They do need to reset their positions, get that spacing correct. Yusuf now maybe with an opportunity, manages to push it overhead. Meta knocks it on through, but that's going overhead. An opportunity for PCC. They capitalize, and ASD locks it away. Nice little jump over the top, as you can see. IRL guy just doesn't have the boost to finalize the defense, and we're evened up a piece, 1-1. I do love to see how the kickoff plays off as well. There's going to be a nice little clash there. Ball ending up on the PCC half. IRL guy. Awkward bounce, bring it down, but Noosa manages to stop it. Gets underneath now. PCC back on the attack, but Yusuf will clear it away. RL guy knocks it on through, but it will be defended by ASD. Very quick game overall. We're going for another center off the backboard. RL guy comes flying in. Unable to make it work. Yusuf now puts it back to the center. It's read by Nuso. Brings it back to the center pitch. Nice follow-up from ASD off Meta. And this air game just seems to be really going the way of PCC for the time being. Nice little move as well. Immediately air rolls that ever little bit to the side to get the car in position and powers the ball on through. Talk about a turnaround. Plenty of time left on the clock. 2 minutes and 40 seconds, or 45 seconds roughly. Yusuf uses everything they have in the tank to push it through afterwards. Open ball goes on through. It's rolling away. It's always tragic when these particular ones come through. A bit of an overcommit from AIA, bringing all the members forward, just not relying on, not expecting there to be a pinch that's going to give them that 66 kilometers per hour and push it across, and things going from bad to worse for AIA. Ball's over top. AIA now on the attack. Meta tries to get a double onto the hit. Noosa gets a clear. Yusuf brings it back, but We'll go overhead there, and ASD's just been fantastic on the aerial play. Able to read the balls, able to get them in position, and has, of course, been a fantastic boon to the PCC side. AEL will keep it low. Sends it on through. Once again, ASD will bring it up high. Really good control, but it's going to be read by RL guy. Noosa tries to follow in through, but doesn't get the angle. But pressure's still on for AIA as they try to get it out. They will eventually get the clear, but you can see PCC doing everything in their power to keep the ball on their side of the pitch. The demos come through. The physicality's there. Ball has still yet to go in the net. That's definitely an opportunity missed for PCC. They probably weren't expecting it to sort of fall into their laps as well. But ACD is looking to make it happen the hard way. The flip reset's not going to be good. That will be a bump. The challenge from AIA is good, and now PCC might be the ones under the pinch. Once again, they managed to get clear. Ball's on the side of AIA. That's a brilliant shot. But it will be defended. The three members get in position. ASD, good control, good speed. Comes back around immediately. The handbrake on through with the jump and the air roll to get themselves back in position. Noosa lets the ball go through. RL guy uses all their boosts to get in position. Yusuf, well, a lovely touch there. Throws a bit of chaos into the mix. A bit of pepper and salt. But PCC handled the taste. Push back with the counter attack. ASD really doing a lot of work here for PCC with their shots. Even giving us a little bit of a wall dance at the end there just to show off what they can do. Strut their stuff a little bit. And now, in the dying minute, PCC well and truly in control. Mustard Fishy's going to let that one go. Yeah, ASD, nice little slowdown. Will take control, pushes it over the edge there, makes AIA rethink their position. Even uses some physicality as well to stop them from trying to get the clear out, but AEL guy will get there, but Noosa reads it. There's an opportunity. All the members from AIA get back in time. PCC just weren't in position to capitalize off that attack. But when it's all said and done, they won't need to. 4-1. They've done enough capitalization in this game. Really give themselves a good leg up in the series. And we'll be able to take away that first match. And this is off the back of a turnaround as well. That's the key thing we'd have to take into note here. PCC were actually down initially. And you can see that as well. ASD doing a lot of work, making a lot of things happen there as well. Showing that Grand Champion title is not for show. It's able to do a bit of it in terms of bit of it, right? Like shows that they've got stuff and they can walk the walk. But that being said, we can still jump straight back into the next series. We'll get things underway very shortly as the game does get itself set up. Just need to make sure that everyone is ready to roll. Well, we'll see how we can go with that. And we'll make that one make that play on through. And I have to think to myself now, what does AIA do differently? What is the next movement that they're going to do to bring it back? Because they do have the right idea. They do challenge the balls appropriately to do that, but it just seems PCC is that little bit quicker, a little bit faster, and it seems to be making the difference. But the stage is set once again. Currently in the series, PCC is up 1. AIA, on the other hand, need to make this work. Alright, meta. Comes across. Noosa looks for a center here, looking for the setup. RL guy gets bumped out of the way. ASD, nice little pinch of the wall. Is going to go for the setup and manages to put another one away. And this is a really difficult hit as well, right? Most of the time, you go for those wall pinches, the ball's going to shoot off in any other direction. You don't know where that thing's going to go, but ASD's clearly done this a number of times and is able to make that calculation, make that one work, and gets the setup here, gets the early goal. Again, another quick move here. Envy now going to be the one to put that away. Another little change in between. PCC have a few extra players. Mustard Fishy now retiring for a little bit, taking a well-needed break in the wings while Envy comes in for their opportunity. Already up 2-0. Let's see now. Our guy wants to get control. Yusuf keeping up the pressure will get in position. ASD making things difficult for AIA to mount an attack. Noosa now brings it towards the center. Arrow guy will be there for the backboard defense. We'll wait to see now. Nice little touch there. A little bit too soft. AIA is able to jump onto it. Looks for the dunk. Unable to get it. Good opportunity and a good try from Yusuf. But this opens things up once again. That just seems to be the clear weakness from AIA. They bring everyone to the party, and understandably so. It's good opportunity, right? Sometimes you want to really take advantage of the situation, but unfortunately for them in this case, that's just not going to be what's happening, and the counter-attack is devastating. PCC won't miss when they've got that level of an open goal. Noosa now looking to dodge it into it after getting a little bit of a bad setup there. NB though knocks it in. It's on target. It's going to get saved, but the follow-through is good enough. And again, this is just a beautiful pass from ASD. And you can just see, again, that value that they're bringing to the table time and time again. And now we're at 4-0. PCC looking very strong. Bit of a grab of the boost. Looks for the center. Our old guy using everything in their tank to make sure that that is not going inwards. Ball will go overhead for the time being. You can see ASD trying to control it. Comes on through. Able to go back-to-back on the boost grabs. Beats out Meta, who tries to get there. Has to spend a bit of time in the air. Not going to recover just yet. Nossa. For that. Envy now in control. Nice little flicker over. Makes it look easy. Envy. You're making me envious with your control. Nice catch as well. You can see Meta and RL Guy just trying to shadow in the right positions, but the spacing just wasn't in their favor. And that was thanks to the quick take from Envy. Just understanding what needed to be to get the job done, and that ball goes into the back of the net. Now, Okay, wants to get the beat on the ASD, but be unsuccessful. Yusuf will get the loose ball as Meta pushes on through. Maybe an opportunity for AIA here, but MB reads it. Able to get the ball to redirect in an unfavorable position. Once again, ball goes wide and MB's there. Another redirect on the pass. You can just see Noosa with a fantastic shot. MB understanding where they needed to be and how to do it. And now we're at 6-0 and AIA definitely in a bit of a rough position. So ASD now tries to get there. No boost. Won't get the speed, but NV there to pick up afterwards after the defense from AA tries to go for a clear. Another beautiful shot from ASD. And things are starting to look a little bit worse for wear here for AIA. Again, it was a slow start for PCC, but now that they've worked their way into the series and they've ramped up, they just look unstoppable in this match. And you start to go, alright, well, AIA, you're not going to win them when it comes to the outplay. I reckon just get physical now. Start getting in their faces. Start to really look about what the play is going to be. Because you try to beat them up front in the air, you're probably going to lose out. They're going to have better control. They're going to come down to it. What you should do is get your boosts, stick to the ground, let PCC exhaust their resources in the air, and then make sure you strike at the right opportunity, and you can start to stem the bleeding here. Look to frustrate your opponent, and then afterwards, when that frustration sets in, there should be a mistake, there should be a buckle, and that's your moment to capitalize and try to bring something back. But you really do need to be careful here, and you really do need to communicate where that third man position is going to be. Another time that AIA has been caught out here on the counter attack, and just the spacing from both the members doesn't seem to be there. And Nusa just comes through. Nice quick hit on the challenge, rebounds off the wall. Ball settles in a beautiful position for PCC, and they just continue to push their lead further and further ahead. And you can see from RL Guy, from their plays, that they have the right idea. I can be in the right position. I can put myself in the right spot. I can have that backboard defense. But you sort of need a bit of a follow suit here from the rest of the team. And Envy, again, sees a slight gap to jump in and exploit. Manages to put another one away. 9-0 with 1 minute left, and AIA need to go back to the drawing board. Need to probably simplify that play, and again, just be happy to be a little bit physical as well. You know, if you do manage to jump in and demo the opponent before they get that second touch in the air, or get that bump out of the blue, that could definitely set things up and make things a bit difficult. Nossa once again jumps in. Nice little center from ASD as well. AIA unable to get in that recovery. Looking for a bit of a trick shot as well. Going to score off the back of the car. Fancying it up when you've got 10 goals already underneath your belt. I think it's fair to say you can be a little fancy if you want. You're not going to be giving away the game just yet. And then, with 30 seconds left on the clock, RL Guy goes in for a play, and simple stuff, right? No need for a flip reset. No need to go for the air roll. You can see RL Guy does the right stuff here. Gets a nice little touch there. Makes it awkward for PCC. Signs of life are there for AIA. Credit where credit is due. You may be losing this game, but you definitely have the capacity to make the play. That's what I want to see for you in Game 3. Or see from you in Game 3. ASD once again brings it back towards the backboard. It's going to hit the trim of the arena and going to be pushed overhead. But the ball eventually will drop, despite all the effort from the players who are going to be doing as much as they can to extend what is the last second here of the match. No overtime will be coming through, and the ball will eventually be grounded. And PCC, to no one's surprise, is going to take away that game. And part of that strong positioning as well, the reason why they were able to be so much more dominating was because I felt more members of PCC were activated. More of them were ready and in position to really take advantage of it. Nonetheless, we'll get ourselves now into the next game, straight back into it. These players really revving and ready to go. We do bring it on back. Stage is set once again. PCC dominating the series so far. AIA, though, I reckon they do want to bring something back. And that's one way to get straight into it. Quick, simple plays. Really exploiting on through. A bit of a soft touch there from Mustard Fishy, who's back into the play. Needs to warm up a little bit. Nossa will be the one to take a bit of a break this time. Envy remaining on, but of course ASD, one of the strongest members of the team, here for the entire series. PCC leaving nothing up to chance. Again, a beautiful pass, beautiful play, quick equalization. But again, I imagine AIA have the chance now to adapt to the series, have a chance to adapt to the players, understand who's really going to be the problem child that you need to set the resources into. Envy, though, definitely wants to be a close second to it. I was going to say it was ASD, of course, with their strong performance, but Envy is very much a close second. Look at that one. Knocking that one on through. Good control. Understanding which position the ball needs to be in. Understanding the inversion as well of the controls. Just sets up nice. But we can see now AIA trying to speed things up again. I want them just to go with that simple play. Nothing too fancy. Nice strong hits. Make it hard for there to be any possible setup for PCC. Once again, looking for another setup here. Lovely little touch there from ASD. It's just so awkward to defend. You can see the members there don't have a chance to get back to that front post, to that back post defense to set a position and make things easier. That's because PCC just so quick each and every single time on the uptake. It forces them to not go for a complete rotation. So AAA have to try and defend from suboptimal positions, and it really shows. 3-1. Still got 4 minutes left. Envy now in control, looking for what looks like was a flip reset, but then they fake out afterwards, not using it. Perhaps the wheel didn't touch the ball. We'll see how that one comes on through now. Ball's going to come across. RL guy tries to knock over, but Envy reads it well. Puts another one away for PCC. Yeah, it's tough to get the clear without boost. You want to be able to sort of jump off the backboard in that position. You've got limited momentum because you've already slowed down. You need to jump off and then boost off to really get the ball clear in a safer position. But without that boost available, it was a soft touch, and Envy, definitely the envy of the scorelines now. Pass it on through. Meta's going to push it towards the corner. Yusuf will be there to defend. We'll get the center that ASD picks up. Again, every single time ASD is just with the ball, just that little bit too aggressive, too damaging. And we can see now that MB pushing on through. Nice touch in position. It's going to be a pass to ASD, who gets overhead. Mustard Fishy tries to get back in position. Maybe this is an opportunity for AIA to finally get one back, and they do. Just ASD unable to take advantage of that pass. You can see Mustard tries to get back in time, but it's a bit of a delayed 50, and AIA come out on top. Yusuf's going to win that kickoff, but Envy's got full boost. Definitely knows how to do a full field take. Doesn't really get it, but it will end up being a nice little pass to ASD. Ball is somewhat centered, but the awkward bounce off is going to send it clear of the goal. Yusuf, nice little touch. Tries to get it over ASD, but they're able to get the beat. And the angle's good from RL Guy, and you can see AIA don't want to go down just yet without a fight. 3-4. This game has got some legs left in it yet. 2 minutes and 17 seconds. AIA want to keep the series alive. But it is a tall order against the likes of both Mustard Fishy, ASD, and Envy working in unison. They put some pretty good stuff together. Maybe an opportunity from AIA. Mustard's going to get back in time. Ball's relatively centered here. Not the best hit off the wall, but PCC will get back. Envy will get there as well. Now AIA under pressure. RL guy's got no boost. Has to back off for it. Envy's going to steal it away at the last second. Absolutely fishy. Looking for a center. That's going to possibly work out for them in the end there as well. Ball gets overhead. ASD every single time. Just able to get that angle. And is able to get that one put away. Look at that angle coming across there. Definitely a tough one. Well, we'll see how the next one plays out. ASD knocks on over RL Guy. Very quick take. And this really is when AA feels that they're strongest. When they're doing simple push control balls. Nice momentum with the right level of positioning and control. And PCC forced to react. Have to be under the defensive. A little bit under the pump. Envy, beautiful little bump there to knock RL Guy away. Just seep a little bit more chaos into the play. You can see that, bam, knocks him out. RL Guy unable to react. Yusuf not able to get there. And the one person in good position to perhaps look for the save isn't going to make it happen. Aroga tries to make a nice little quick move once again, but ASD will be in position. Nice control. We'll keep that one away. We'll see how this one goes next. Mustard Fishy trying to push it over. Envy will be stopped by Meta. And ASD now in position. Tries to go for a double. That challenge is going to be enough. The slight bump will stop the double from going overhead. And this is what I've been liking to see as well. It's been what I've been wanting to see. That physicality, right? Yeah, they've got good control, but there's not much you can do with control if you've got another car's bumper in front of your face. It's a very simple maneuver. Doesn't require excellent control, but it's effective. But at the same time, ASD is still very quick. Perfect read there. Arago unable to get behind it. Sees that the ball's going to go wide. And that's probably the nail in the coffin for the series. Mustard Fishy will get there. Will win the initial kickoff. But not going to be much for AIA. 10 seconds left. Unless they can somehow score 4 goals back-to-back off kickoff, which is just not going to happen. PCC will be declared the winner, and they're the ones who are able to take that one away. Beautiful stuff with that one on through. And the competition continues and continues to heat up and ramp right on up. That being said, though, we do still have another series to set you up with, and we're going to have to go to a quick break and set that one up, so we will be right back. And we are back with the Australian Esports League high school competition for Rocket League. It is the last but not least game of the day, and it's going to be Phoenix Purple up against Cadron. And as things are sort of settling up for the day as well, seems they are at the bottom of the table, but still in Division 1, right? So there's always going to be a bigger fish in the pond. That being said, plenty of the competition left to go, plenty of opportunities to grow into it, and I'd love to see what these guys can do as well. That being said, I believe they are ready to rumble and to jump into the action, so we should be getting into it shortly as well, and I am very interested to see what they do bring to the table. And the pitch seems to be looking clean. I think we've got everyone looking good there. It's going to be interesting who does sort of rise above each other here. This sort of will be settling up all of the divisions today. Be able to look at who's going to be on top, who's at the bottom, who needs to do the most work to perhaps have an opportunity to get back to the finals. And I'm a dude, man, manages to jump on through in the end. I'm loving their stuff. We'll shot that on through. Nice little slot, to be perfectly honest. It's going to hit the crossbar, so it's not really a slot. But still, it's going to be something nonetheless. And this is a great start here for Phoenix. See if Ima can get that over the top. Nitro will stop that one immediately. Cadron definitely want to get there and get themselves into a better position now as well. I mean, well, it's early, right? These series, they typically begin to heat up more towards those game twos. These early goals, they do happen. Looking for a floor pinch, but unable to get it. Let's see how it comes in. Sub 2. Anyone able to push it forward there. It's going to leave it to Nitro. Nitro, good control, but no boost. You can see it's going to jump up high. A bit of an awkward bounce. Ima going to push up towards the center. Isn't going to make that one work. Sub 2 pushes on through. Got a challenge on South Code. Maybe an opportunity for Ima, who pushes it through. Nice strong shot, but will be defended by Cadron, who seem to have now settled into a decent flow. And the teams understand what they need to do, right? They're not overextending on one side. They're not sending too many players down forward. Sub 2 able to get a touch on the angle. Nitro waiting in the wings. Is able to keep the pressure on. Pushes it towards the center. Ima, bit of a dangerous play, but with some quick speed is able to negate that. You can see it was maybe an opportunity for Phoenix to maybe push the ladder there, make something happen, but they leave it to Cadron to take their opportunity now, be the ones on the attack while they sit back to defend. Eternus pushes that overhead, but Cadron keeping the pressure on, want to keep it in the Phoenix's half. South Code push it towards the corner. That's going to be a nice take. It's going up high, might be an opportunity for Cadron. Ghost with a really nice little hit there. Makes the setup all the way to sub 2 or sub toe, and manages to put that one straight away. You can see South Code wants to get there, but no boost in that tank means they won't have the ability to react to the sense of urgency, and we've evened it up one apiece. And right now today, this is looking like probably the closest series that we've had. Two well-matched teams duking it out, going head-to-head. Turnus now tries to go for an aerial play, but mispositions ever so slightly. It's a game of inches. Ghost and both Sub 2 try to finish that one off, but will be met with the post. Both of them. Not the outcome they were looking for, but the outcome that happened. South Code tries to power through, doesn't quite have the angle, but still creating opportunities. Phoenix unable to convert there, have to head back to the defensive line. Cadron has a lot of boost to the tank now, looking to make something happen, but Ima will win the 50, bring it back to their side of the half. Again, making things awkward there with that knockback, but Sub 2, good controls, able to beat out two players. Unable to get that third man down, though. Cadron looking now for a center. Eternus, the backboard defense, gets it out. And now it's just a matter of winning that aerial midfield control. And Ghost, beautiful setup there. Does most of the work. Unable to get the outcome. Still puts a lot of pressure on. Cadron don't capitalize off that one. Now Cadernus looking to slow things down a little bit. Tries to take it to the air. Will be met by Nitro. Continuing to keep the ball in. Nice little hit there to redirect. For a second, I thought they were going to send that back towards their half, but managed to get it on the hood of the car. Ends up being a beautiful clear. Ghost with a flip reset. Gets the ball into a bit of a precarious position for Phoenix, but they recover well. Ghost now looks to slow it down. Nice control. Pushing on over. Nitro gets the pass. Brings it to the backboard. No one's able to get a touch onto it. Sub 2 tries to go for a finish, but Eternus reads it. Gets back to defend. Both teams really bring out all the stops now. Each of them want to take the early advantage. See how that goes. Let's see now. Eternus. See how that one plays through. South Code tries to make that work. Tries to get over. And we hit our first overtime of the day. Division 1 between Cadron and Phoenix. Let's see what they can do. Sub 2 looking for control. Gets the corner. Beats one player, but not third man. Eternus puts it up high. Ghost doesn't quite have the boost to make advantage or take advantage of a possible shot. Cadron go back with their wounds, refill their tanks. Looking again now to jump back into it. Phoenix, I feel, sort of just gave the ball away there. Nitro comes in, but it will be deflected by a member of Phoenix. Now Eternus, somewhat open goal there, but doesn't quite get the control they need to push it over. Didn't have the boost perhaps to take the rest of the way, so opting to go crossfield. This is dangerous. But they do manage to come on in. South Code gets demoed out, but manages to get the save nonetheless. And that's a good shot from Sub 2. Ball comes through. They've been wearing away at the defense time and time again. Cadron has had the slight edge ever since getting that goal equalizer into it. And they managed to take away game 1. And just having a quick look at the scores as well, you can see things look pretty even between most of the teams there. Cadron, obviously, first up here to take it 2-1. But damn, do we have a series here possibly between these teams. So we'll see what we can do now, bringing it back into the next one. I think the teams are pretty much ready to jump right back into it as well. We swap back around and get everything ready into it. I think there might be a little bit of a switch as well, a little bit of a change around by these teams. While they get their players ready into it. But things not going quite the way we need to in this situation when we do look to get it set up. That being said, I will put this back to a quick BRB while we do figure out what went wrong there, and we'll be right back. Alrighty, everyone, we are back, and we should be able to jump back into the action shortly. A little bit of a technical difficulty of one of the players, but I think we managed to get everything back up and running, and we should be able to jump into it shortly once they do get themselves back into the mix. And here we are, jumping back into it again. If you're just joining us, Cadron are up one game here in this best of 5. Already. Bit of physicality between both the teams. Some demos coming on through. Nice little setup here from Phoenix. And it is so evenly matched. I think if you had to sort of put a gun to my head, I'd have to say Cadron slightly more over the top of Phoenix, but not to a point that it's so noticeable that they can just run away with the game. And there are definitely opportunities for Phoenix to take it to Cadron and take over. They were winning at one point in game 1. We'll see how this goes. Ghost tries to set up here. Will be bumped in the process of it. South Code now tries to bring that on through. Isn't going to be able to get it. Nitro looks to control. Doesn't have that much boost, but will still manage to get some sort of continuance in the play. Ghost is up. The goal is open. And they managed to put one away. And Cadron off to a great start in game 2. You can just see the members from IMS, Southcode, and Turnish just not in position, unable to deal with the quick plays in the corner. And this is what I mean by Cadron having that slight edge. Well, with that, they're just coming back to my beautiful face while we sort out what's going on. Do have a little bit of a another issue, another technical problem coming on through. I'll just wait to hear what's going to be the different changes here and what we'll bring to it. Righty. With that being said, guys, I will just move this back to a quick break while we get this one sorted out, get all the players back, and then we'll jump back into it. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I think we do have the players basically ready to back into it as well as we get everything set up and back in position. So we should be jumping back into it shortly. And sure enough, we're back into it. 4 minutes left here. Phoenix, of course, trailing ever so slightly in the end here. Let's see how that makes that work. Beautiful hit from South Code. Did I say they were trailing? We're evened up now. Nice little hit on the side there. Even getting through the boost, you can see Ghost just didn't have the sense of urgency. Felt perhaps that the ball was going to land their way, but sometimes you do just need to move yourself a little bit quicker to the ball. But we'll see how this one plays out afterwards. Nitro. Next shot comes on through. Sub 2 tries to open it up. I think that was going in, and Nitro redirected, but there was going to be a member close behind from Phoenix. They had to go for something a little bit cheeky to possibly put that goal away. It would have probably been defended. Ghost now brings it back to the center. It's gone a bit too far further back. Cadron retreating. Looking to reset up. Phoenix now on the attack. We'll see if they can do something with the ball in the corner. Nice little touch on the edge there, but it will remain there for the time being. Ghost finally gets the clear. Ima puts it right back. South Code. Looking to control. Ghost will also take away the boost at the same time as the ball goes back in. It was awkward, but Eternus made it look easy. Gets that clear, pushes back down. Nitro tries to get overhead. Will beat 2 players there. And we'll continue to go through now. I'm in control. Back to Eternus, trying to push that through. Isn't going to get the touch. Nitro. Logging in from there. Back into the corner. Nitro will bring it back. Looking for the center. Pushes on through. Bit of a miss. Maybe an opportunity for Katron, but Eternus picks up that loose ball. Creates an opportunity for Phoenix for the center. Sub 2 will handle that one nicely. It's still in a dangerous position, but the balls are open. This is relatively looking a bit dicey. Nitro is not going to be able to get there in time. And Phoenix push it back into the corner. Get it away from the goal. We don't want it anywhere near there. And this game seems to be ramping up once again to be those close quarters there. Shot from Sub 2. Got to be easily defended. And then Sub 2. Or Sub 2. Pushing it through. Ghost will be the one with control now. Nice little push over edge there. Ball's going to be redirected back to the wall. Eternus will knock it back. Another center comes in, but Ima ready and waiting to go for the clear. Phoenix's turn for a center. Pretty decent shot, but it will be wide. Nitro now wants to run away with it. Ima gets back in position, looks at the defense. Ball's going to go center field with Nitro setting it up for another possible take. Eternus. Backboard defense is strong. Knocks that right out of the way, but another opportunity to set it up. Sub 2 beats 1 player, but will lose the second challenge in the air. Nitro keeps it up nice and high. We'll take it again. Looks to dodge off the wall. Push on forward. Eternus. Again, back to the corner. Doesn't want to have to deal with a ball that could have another enemy player encroaching on it very quickly. That's not the best touch from Eternus, but Phoenix won't be punished. Another center ball comes on through. And we're going to our second overtime of the day, unless they can get a goal at this moment. Sub 2 tries to set up. Ball still in the air. Gonna hit the trim. It's still up high, but I think that's all she wrote. And we're in overtime. Sub 2 brings it towards the center. Nice little flick overhead. Will beat a player. It's a set up at Nitro. He's just unable to get there. Ghost tries to follow through afterwards from the chaos. Turnus tries to set up. Nitro will get back. Plenty of boost in the tank. Beats another member of Phoenix. South Code unable to set up properly. Is going to get in position. Ghost, though, will challenge. It's going to be too much pepper on the ball. The power sends it overhead. Not going to be a decent setup. Ghost now. Nice little touch there. Will be an awkward bounce. Will be handled and controlled. Ghost with no boost. Tries to make this work. Eternus with an excellent clear. Looking to jump through with a setup. But when running out of boost means they can't get to the ball. Goes loose. Back towards Cadron. That was definitely a dangerous position for Eternus, but Norum from Kadron was in position to capitalize. Eternus now gets demoed out. Ghosts, true to their name. Ball with the setup. Nitro goes overhead. Doesn't get the flip reset to keep that play alive, but we'll get the ball out nonetheless. Now Kadron feeling the pressure. Eternus tries to jump onto it, tries to set up, tries to slow it down. Ghost will be the one to try and take it. South Code, though, will jump on the loose ball from the top ceiling. Nitro running across. Will lose the challenge to Eternus. Looking like a bit of a setup there. That's a bit of an awkward one. You don't want to lose the game that way. And sometimes when it's going that slow, when you've been so used to the fast-paced action, these trickier balls that move just ever a little bit too slow throw you off. And Phoenix managed to walk away with game 2. It's one apiece. Nice little stuff there across the board. And the players getting themselves ready to go once again. Phoenix will definitely be happy with that one. They managed to hold on despite all the pressure and come on through and take one game of themselves. And this is actually the first series that we have of the day. But still going to continue there. Both these teams still need to get another 2 wins under their belt to walk away with the round. Will Phoenix now, with a new momentum, be able to keep up the pressure? But Nitro, that momentum is short-lived. Nice little play there. Jumps up to the air. Nice little touch there. Bit of a pseudo dunk, if I do say so myself, but nothing too fancy. Just nice big pressure right off the bat. Using the kickoff to their advantage. Is this going to be another one from Nitro? It certainly is. I really need to see this kickoff here from... Yeah. Bit of miscommunication on who was actually going to go for that kickoff there. Nitro takes advantage of the confusion. Gets 2 quick goals in less than 10 seconds. Oh, it's not going to be another one, please. Oh. It goes both ways. The tricky slow ball. You can see Phoenix, both of them just moving too soon, too quick. Not accounting for just how unthreatening the ball looks. And c'est la vie. I'm trying to take a page out of Nitro's book, going for a quick play off the kickoff. And they really do need to stabilize now. They really do need to rethink this through. They had an excellent game 2. Just need to recreate that somehow. Kadron, though. 3 goals, pretty comfortable lead at this moment in time. You can start to be a little bit more liberal with your plays. Try to see if you could perhaps take a little bit of an extra risk to further that lead a little bit more. You've got that 3-goal buffer. Sub2 sets it up for the center once again. Ghost reads the backboard redirect. And just understanding how powerful the rebounds can be against these teams. And you can see South Dakota Eternus just not in position again, too quick to come around. And sometimes it is worth simply just slowing down your play, not trying to go straight for the ball, wrapping yourself around on your rotation. That way, if there is a elongated battle or scuffle for the ball in front of goal, you can really reposition yourself for success. And you're just kind of relying on that chaos to last a little longer. Yeah, it's a risk, but sometimes trying to go for the ball directly in all that is a risk as well. South Code will shoot it over for Neil. Still plenty to go. Plenty of time into it. I'm trying to close that gap as we speak. And 3 minutes and 25 seconds. Still very possible here for Phoenix to make it work. Nitro didn't have the best position, but they had an alright spot. So that really does go towards Ima there to really position that shot in a way that made it difficult for Nitro to get there. So credit to Ima. Beautiful redirect there will knock things out. A bit dangerous, but you can see Phoenix wasn't in position to take advantage of it. Ball now. Up high. Cadron, I feel, have sort of taken their foot a little bit off the gas. They had a 4-0 lead. Sort of puts yourself into a little bit of a comfortable position. You don't want to have that happen. That's probably why Phoenix was able to put one away. Phoenix, on the other hand, are probably trying to re-lock in. And just have a quick little pause there and resume. These things happen. All good. Breaks up the play a little bit, right? Bit of a brief respite for me and for everyone. The action was just that high oxygen packed, too fast paced. We need to slow it down from time to time. These teams really showing us what they can do. South Code now looking for opportunity. Ima unable to get the angle or the touch to put that one away. And that's going to go back into the center here. Ghost looking to control. Subtu comes in, but he's going to miss out. Nitro understanding when and where they need to be in the third man position. That's a beautiful demo from Eternus to possibly set things up. But Cadron able to recover, able to get the demoed Ally back in time. But as I say that, Eternus comes through. A nice little screamer. Ghost tries to get there. Nitro also, but a beautiful little touch at the right angle. Sets that ball right on down. Nitro once again tries to jump into it. An opportunity for Phoenix, just coming a little bit short. But all of a sudden, at 2-4, things don't seem too hard for Phoenix to make that comeback now, but give it another 50 seconds and if Phoenix are continuously to remain at 2, they're not going to be able to make this work, and that's just going to make things even more difficult. With Cadron bringing it back to that comfortable 3-0 lead with 1 minute and 15 seconds left. It's going to be a tall order for Phoenix to make a comeback. And again, I just have to sort of credit what seems to be the place. When the resilience of Phoenix holds, I feel like it's anyone's game. But when that resilience just falters ever so slightly, Cadron is absolutely just in control. That's just the feeling of this match, objectively, when you look at it. Phoenix didn't have that strong game that they did in Game 2. So Cadron has really had an opportunity to stretch their lead out and obviously maintain it, right? Even when Phoenix sort of came through and said, all right, cool, we can get ourselves another 2 goals or put 2 away, sort of put us in a position where it's not so crazy. They definitely were able to execute and do it, but you need to maintain that steam. You need to keep up that ability to hold resilient, and Cadron has just been doing a fantastic job of wearing away at Phoenix, making it harder to maintain leads or perhaps maintain the status quo of a draw. And you can see it there, right? South Code, plenty of boosts, waiting for the ball rather than going to it. And that seems to be the problem here, right? It's just sometimes you have to just go for the ball. You can't sit on what you seem to have going for you for the time moment, because the more proactive team will naturally win out. And that just seems to be the case here now in Game 3. And now, possibly moving to what could be the last game of the series, the last game of the day, if Cadron are able to take it away. Phoenix, though, obviously want to keep the series going. I love a good series. Make it another 2 more games at the very least. But if Cadron keep the form that they sort of brought into it, and Phoenix don't rise to that occasion like that what happened in Game 4, or sorry, Game 3 actually, I don't see Phoenix making their comeback. I don't see them rise to the occasion. I want to be wrong. Believe me, I want to be proved wrong. But it is a bit difficult to make it work, especially after Cadron had such a commanding performance and were able to immediately win that kickoff. Ghost now gets a little setup here for Nitro, realizes they're just not there yet. So has to wrap it back around. Phoenix will take advantage of that one. Nitro with a good take off the back of the center play. And yet Phoenix really amping up the pressure. What a save coming on through. I thought that one was definitely going in, but manages to keep it alive just on the tip. Just on the tip. But Phoenix really coming out of the gate swinging. That's roughly 50 seconds of pretty decent attacks back to back. Unable to convert, but if you're able to keep up this level of play, your opponent has no chance to convert, and you should be opening up opportunities left, right, and center. Deep ball comes on through. Nitro's in position. Nitro being challenged by South Code, but it will simply go wide and 50-50, a bit of a loose ball. Back in the center, possible opportunity for Ima, who sends it to the corner. Will also use that opportunity to steal away some boosts, but except for Nitro, tanks were looking quite healthy here for Cadron. Another long ball coming across from Phoenix. Almost gets the goal off the back of that one for Ima Dude. And very quick play coming around from Sub 2. Very simple stuff there. Gets, of course, what's going to be that there. Oh, we'll see how this one plays on through afterwards. Ghost up in the air. Pushes it over. Nitro. Unable to make it work. Let's see how this goes. Ghost. Nice little takeover. Eternus gets that demo. That might have been a bit of a problem for Cadron, but they recover, and with that aerial play, keeps things safe. Another shot on goal will be easily taken there. Ghost now tries to bring it across. South Code will contest and gets the win. Bit of an awkward bounce will keep things over. Nitro tries to contest. You can see South Code tries to push it through. Bit of a boost along with the dodge forward. It's just not going to be enough. And if you're Phoenix, you're starting to feel the pressure. You need to get a goal. Otherwise, that's it. You'll be giving away some precious points that, of course, you want to have throughout the rest of the tournament, throughout the rest of the competition. Sub 2 sends it across. Ghost will try to push it through while getting the boost, but simply will have to settle there for the pass. Ghost now, once again, trying to set up their good control. This is looking very nice there. Forces two defenders to commit to the defense, but they do manage to get it out. Possible opportunity there, definitely thwarted by Phoenix, but Sub 2 making it happen again. A nice little touch. Once again, it's going to go over the top. That chip off the catch was beautiful and just really made things difficult for Phoenix. You can see there, South Coast no boost, Turnus no boost. There's not much they can do, and whether that was recognized or not by Subto, they understand that they just needed to keep it in the corner. And they managed to give themselves a 2-goal lead with 1 minute left. Cadron looking like they're going to be the ones walking away with these final round points. Ball goes up high. Bit of bumps there by the side of Phoenix, not really able to push back. This opens up an attack for Cadron, who send a few members, but unable to make it work. Nitro tries to keep it alive. It's going to go to Ghost. It's going over the top. What a save from Eternus, but it's not going to be enough. Sub 2 gets there. And that's starting to look like that is the end of it all coming on through. We'll see how it plays out next. We can see Ghost tries to get some control, tries to get something out. Saf code, knock it on through. And again, a nice big hit off the redirect. Makes things a bit difficult for Phoenix to really follow through afterwards. South Code gets the redirect. 7 seconds left. And you have to look at this. Cadron has it. Phoenix are probably going to be unable to make it work. And why not just get one little extra goal at the end to add a little bit of insult to injury. Nonetheless, Phoenix definitely showed us that they do have the ability to stick it here with Division 1. But Cadron just too strong here in this first week of divisional play. And with that being said, that is everything that we have available for you today. It has been action-packed and really full of some great stuff. And also speaking of great stuff, of course, we do need to shout out our sponsors one more time before we close out the day. AGON by AOC, the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. AGON by AOC provide the best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs. Power your game with the latest HyperX gear at Officeworks. Push performance to the limit with the latest in gaming tech. From high-spec to precision gear, Officeworks has what you need. And Indomie, the noodle partner made with the high-quality flour and selected ingredients and spices. A plate of Indomie mee goreng will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au. And of course, show some love to the AEL. Check out their website for the latest events and activations. Well, with that being said, everyone, that seems to be all of it there. Thank you so much for jumping along with me with the Rocket League there. You guys have been great, from the players, to the teachers, and everyone else in between. Until next time, I'm Mendrix, signing off.